Anyway,
All right, I think House Molari.
well, I have on Coriolis on the one that I've been playing in. I've been playing a character based on Zathras. So,
Oh
you
my
know.
Not the one.
god!
Not the one.
the
Not
No,
the
that's
one.
right. Yeah,
Almost the one.
I was a I was a what am I? God, I'm having a moment. The hyena people. I was a hyena person, and yeah, and it said you've got a growly voice, and it was like, yeah,
Oh yeah,
like
that's
Zathras
perfect.
to a T, right?
Yes, that's great.
All right. So the first decision. Okay, so yes, we can have a house, and I'm cool with House Malari. By the way, I just want to make that point. More than okay with
Yeah.
House Malari. It's an internal joke that only people who've watched enough Babylon 5
No,
care
that's
about.
every nerd, every cool nerd in the world. It's a good start, but we can't end there.
Probably only nerds over 35.
What are you saying?
Probably only nerds over 35.
Yeah,
I'm just
'cause-
rewatching the redo. It's amazing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
I was gonna
Just
say,
finished
while Dad
directing
has,
it, yeah.
talked endlessly about it, I've never seen anything to do with
What? I
Babylon
literally
5.
made my 18-year-old.
How are
watch the
you
whole
not kicked
series.
out of the house?
No, because, guys, every time I show Natty a movie or a TV show with the statement, this was fucking epic, Natty falls asleep. Or,
It was once. It was once. One time.
No, I made the Eldritch Horror watch Babylon 5, and after about 4 or 5 episodes, they were hooked, and we're like, yes, and then we never got
It's
to
very
season 4
controversial,
because...
but yeah. It was the only one I've fallen asleep at. It is only one, but it was the original Blade Runner.
No.
Yeah, that's fair.
oh,
Yeah.
oh, this is where...
You're dead to me.
See?
That's
I
right.
told
I
you.
mean,
It's not
Hold
that
on,
good.
I'm just killing my
I can
video.
understand how a millennial would fall asleep in that, man. It's a little bit cerebral, right?
Has anyone seen the GM for the last 3 weeks? Because he doesn't seem to be answering anyone's calls anymore. Anyway, all right. So, house. Let's actually focus. So,
Okay.
the plan was, if you guys are cool, that the fundamental setting for the Dune universe is in effect commercial feudalist society, right? So every house is both a feudal society and a commercial, sort of thing, right? And the
Interesting.
Landsraad, which is the sort of big, parliament of houses,
Kind of government, yeah.
sort of does the feudal side of the equation, and then Choam, and I'm not even going to try.
Yeah,
Because-
it's a German thing.
Chow.
House Ober something
Yeah, that's it.
Mercantile. I
Yeah,
can't remember.
or Choam, as everyone calls it, because oh my god,
Chum.
life's too short. Effectively operates as a sort of guild. In a real
Yes.
sense, it is actually a kind of guild, right? You buy in, you've got shares, you own the profitability, and you control the commercial market. So it's a classic medieval guild style framework.
Now, we've all read the freaking books, right? Or at least the first book, and I'm mostly directing this at Nate.
No, Nat has not read a
God
single
damn it!
thing.
You only have to read the first one. It kind of all goes downhill. Definitely don't bother past book 4. But anyway.
Yeah, draw a line in the
Yep.
sand. Yeah, it's the truth. And God Emperor is hard work. I think
It
you
is,
just got to
it
admit
is.
that.
Refocusing.
Yeah. Okay. So the first question. So the idea was that your house would be either a house minor or a nascent house.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you want to be a major house, I'm okay. Not a grey house though. Like I'm drawing a line. But so there's a system called there's Alpha Centauri B, so just away from Earth, the good old 4 point something light years away, 4.6, whatever. And in the Dune universe, that planet produces a whole stack of plant life, so it's almost the direct opposite of Dune, right? So it's an incredibly lush green jungle world. Out of it comes a whole bunch of plant-based commercial opportunities.
Poisons.
Yes. But most importantly, the drug Sapo comes out of Icaz.
Ooh.
And
Drug
so, which is derived from a flower that grows on that planet. And Icaz, of course, Sapo, for those who don't know, is the red drug that the Mentats wipe across their lips when they want to apply focus to their activities. So I thought it'd be interesting to play a game not on Arrakis, but still where you're. So the fundamental thesis being your house has gone. Hey, we're a new house. We want to make our mark. All of the big houses are over there fighting over Arrakis and access to spice. What else is important that you could sell? So while the Harkonnens and the Atreides and the Corrinos and so forth are all beating each other up, and, you know, the Bene Gesserit and the Guild are, you know, going to town, there's this other thing that most of the universe depends on, which is Mentats, and best performance in Mentats is achieved by Sappho, so...
Yeah, cool. I like
What if we went over there and tried to corner the market on Sappho? So I thought... So you're not cornering... You haven't cornered the market. You want to get into it, right? So there's 2 houses that... Well, depends on how many houses what house type you end up with. So that was the basic thesis of the campaign. And then it's all about kind of making your mark on that planet and getting your Chom shares off the back of it, because that's what the real game is all about, is getting shares in Chom so you can make real money.
So the great houses own multiple planets. The major houses tend to own a single planet.
Yep.
And the minor houses, you know, might own a continent or something.
Pretty much.
Normally, what I was reading is that the minor houses answer to a major house.
Yep.
So is there a major house that will own our planet, and then we're trying to outmaneuver them?
Yes. So
Okay.
the thesis being that you are not on the planet. You don't have a holding on the planet. So you want to break into the market, carve out your section of the commercial opportunity, deal with all of the repercussions of that, displace either a minor or a major house, and claim a portion of territory.
Gotcha. Cool, I'm down with that. I'm happy to run with that.
Yep, sounds good.
So you don't have to come from any of those. Obviously, you don't have to come from there. You can come from a completely different planet. But it probably makes sense, at least for now, to set the homeworld as Ikas.
Yeah, I'm quite happy for all that just to be pre-configured, and we just started the house trades.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
Yep.
cool. So I can come along and fill that up later. So you've got domains and house traits at the back end, right?
Yeah.
So we should probably talk about domains first, because that's
Okay.
a bit of fun.
Yep.
Mhm.
So we're
Did
going to have
you-
one primary and one secondary.
Yeah. So did you guys want? So you're going to be a house. Have we ended up with minor?
Yes,
Oh,
right, and minor house.
I was happy to do a major, but if you want to do a minor house, you wanted to do a minor house, so I'm happy with that.
Work our way
Yeah.
up.
I like
You
the
could be
idea of
angling
working
to
our way
become
up.
a major
Minor
house,
house.
right? So
Yeah, absolutely.
this is the thing, right? You're a house on the make. So not all minor houses have to. Well, you still have a patron. Yes, so you still have a major house on top of you, but I think the way this is going to form up is you're looking to carve up some territory somewhere else to get out from underneath the shadow of your current major house and establish yourselves as an independent power. Okay,
Yeah.
so domains. So there's endless domains. Now, as a house minor, as stated, you've got one primary domain and one major domain. So the other thing to think about, I mean, maybe we do the house traits. Well, what do you guys, this is for discussion, what do you guys want to be good at?
But we all part of the house for different reasons, right? Like we kind of, because we're not family members or anything, right? We're employees.
Some
we
of you
might
ca-
be.
No, oh, well,
I guess you could be. Yeah.
Could be an
Yeah.
heir.
yeah, you can be an heir.
Yeah.
But let's work on the
I mean,
house. Okay,
Yeah,
sorry, go on.
I was thinking this had been functioning, like Tom said before, about a kind of medieval Renaissance style household. So it's much more than being an employee,
That's
but
true.
you're
Actually,
not
yeah.
necessarily a family member, though you might be. But there's like a lot of it's the loyalty and the protection that goes with it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So at a stab, I would say that our major influence might be scientific, and our minor would be espionage.
No.
Right. So as a house, we practice a lot of maybe a lot of research, but we actually are highly into corporate theft and through science. Right. That's
Taking other
some
people's
options.
IP. Yeah, I did actually think about something similar as well.
Yeah. I mean, that would make sense why we're going for like into production of this
So
drug.
I mean,
All right. Yeah.
the book talks about science or religion, military, political, the
Yeah.
Canley, which is an assassination school, industrial, farming, espionage, and artistic. And it gives an
Yeah.
example of where's the example? As a minor house, the house has a primary domain of artistic and choose poetry for some reason. So they produce poetry. I don't know what a fucking house produces poetry, but their secondary is assassins, right? And so they actually kill people. Their poetry schools are actually a training front for assassins, right? So that's
Yeah.
how the game assesses it.
Yeah, and so the three of you who are in the Coriolis game would have no familiarity with a house that uses artistic endeavour whilst, committing espionage and assassination. Because it's not like any of you are involved in assassinations or espionage whilst pretending to be an artistic performance troupe.
Yeah. Nothing.
Yeah. Alarms temple, anyone? So
I still haven't got to try out my fire twirling yet.
It could happen. Okay.
I hope
Well,
it will.
remember, entertainment, Running Man on the Death World that we live on.
All right. So, what say you? So, are there any other thoughts about? So you've got. So let's just go through the areas of expertise for. Does everyone actually have the PDF up? Nat, do you
I don't have
the
it up,
PDF
but I can find it.
Yeah, I've got it on my phone. I'm looking at it.
Oh,
Oof.
cool. All right, I'm pulling it up. It's pulling up on the screen.
All right.
Yeah, that'll be hard to read.
I'm working with the technology I have with me overseas, so.
Fair cop. Fair cop. Page 90.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So you've got, to the point that Nick was making, you've got artistic, espionage, farming, industrial, Canley, military, political, and religion and science. And the only one of those that had a particular name was Canley. Canley is the art of war between two houses. The official
in
is
fact.
yeah, the official,
Like a
it's okay, you
yeah.
can stab each other, just don't stab anyone else in the process.
Correct. And we won't get in the way.
But the emperor has to approve it.
Legitimize it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
there's a whole
basically a
thing
blood
with the
oath, right?
person
Like
who
it's-
says, yes, it's okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm not actually on the Google Drive currently.
I think, yeah, science seems like the best one for the idea that we've got for our house is trying to break into this market of producing, what's it,
Sappho.
Sappho.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's the one that you can apply control.
Yeah.
So is this...
I mean, the only other one I could think of would be farming, and it's not very exciting.
The science one talks about chemical compounds and drugs, which is what drew me
Yes.
to it.
Yeah, it's much better.
So we're saying
Yeah.
the domain... Let me just make sure I got this right. So the area of expertise in this particular case will be... I think I've got these slightly misordered, so I'll have to go along. Oh, this isn't mine, actually. I didn't edit this. Okay, alright, I need to edit it. That's fine. So, science. So, you're going to go with production, right? As your area of expertise?
Mhm.
Because that's where you get drugs from.
Oh, yeah.
So, drugs, and then domain, science.
Genetically adapted
Definitely gonna-
humans and animals. Oh, nice.
So, assumably you can all see that. Is that correct? As I've edited that.
Type is primary, area
Yep.
is production,
Perfect.
section is drugs,
That's
domain
it.
is empty.
It should say science now.
You probably have to leave the square.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, good point. There you go. How's that?
Yeah,
Yep,
now it's the
perfect.
science.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. And then, ta-da!
Add.
A second one. So if we go.
So
with-
this one was going to be, what was it? Espionage?
I thought so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea.
That's good because I did actually consider an infiltrator.
Mm.
And I think the expertise would be spy masters and handlers,
Yeah,
or or
absolutely.
maybe workers, agents, spies, and infiltrators.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, so that's what you produce is probably the best way of putting it. So we're training agents, spies, and infiltrators.
Yeah.
If we're choosing workers, if we choose produce as espionage, then we are the ones that are basically getting the information and secrets from other houses ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So the difference is you'd need a sort of explanation for how you're getting that information.
Mm.
Let me go. It's page 90, you said, right?
Yeah, it's 88 on the.
Yep, got
The PDF is probably slightly differently numbered. I've got the actual.
It's the
page.
97th page in the PDF.
Yeah.
If you're looking at it in
it. Yep, my browser.
Yeah. So
Ooh, browser does not like it.
you've got section and domain to go. So if you take the area as expertise as workers, then the section you're looking at is agents, spies, or infiltrators, right? So
Yep.
we'll just say agents for the sake of that. Oh well, do you want? Actually, you guys wanted infiltrators, didn't you?
Yeah, I think we did too.
Okay. And then the domain. Oh well, it's your secondary. Oh, sorry, the domain.
It's
is
espionage.
Espionage. That might help. Yep, that's it. Okay, cool. So you should be able to see that now. Is that correct?
All right.
Perfect.
All right. So
Nice.
basically, the story behind your house is you're seeking to leverage your expertise, your two expertises, into gaining
Mhm.
ground in the new planet of Eskaz, and drive out the people who are already there. By the way, just a quick question: do you have a name in mind, people?
No.
Dear, it must be House Molari.
You're not going to get rid of that
I think
voice,
that's
are
the
you?
best option.
Take House Malari, jam it into a randomizer, and start with that and finish with something not quite so
Okay.
If you wear your hair as Malari,
That was
we
my-
will call it House Malari.
Hold
That
on,
was my
I've been
18th
practicing.
birthday
Can I
party.
get my eyebrows up far enough?
Oh, I can do that too. Hold on.
My 18th birthday party was a
feeling-
science fiction show, and we all dressed up, and I was a Centauri.
You did. It was fantastic.
You were Doctor Who, right?
I was Doctor Who. That was awesome.
Crazy.
That was a long time. Okay, another house, but in the
Do they have any house name suggestions in the rules? I didn't
no,
look at
it's
that.
completely up to you. I'm fine with House
No
Malari,
pressure or
right?
anything.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go with it then. Nobody else.
All right, it's fine.
Reference.
I
No
mean,
one will.
Tom, come up with something better.
No,
Because you can't.
there's no need to start swearing.
I
at me.
know.
All right, House Malari it is.
House Malari, we in.
And it's funny because you're going to Centauri.
Oh,
So
shit.
it's,
Right. The Great Centauri Republic.
it's literally perfect.
It's terrifying.
Okay, so the section around characters and roles, maybe we'll leave empty for a second because you should probably make up your characters and then we can come back and fill in. Oh, well, actually, no, maybe not. Okay, so house and roles. Right, okay, so there's a whole bunch of roles that you can draw upon. Oh, hello. Hello. Okay, is it alright? Yeah, it's fine. Okay, cool. So there's endless roles. So you've got ruler.
consort.
You've actually got ruler and consort. Probably going to rule ruler out of scope because you've chosen like a minor house.
So it might be
you
an
haven't actually given me
area.
access to the Google Drive. You have to let me have it.
I have, buddy. I've actually literally hit the share button already.
Oh, okay, mine was just being slow.
Cool.
Alright,
Are we good?
we're good.
Awesome. Okay, so you've got roles. So ruler, consort, advisor, physician, well, chief physician, counselor, envoy, marshal, scholar, spy master, sword master, treasurer, war master. Oh, that's it. We ran out. Okay. So, let's talk about quickly. So, because I missed out on the conversation that you guys were having while I was sorting things out. So, Mr. Happy or Rob, do you have a thought for what type of character you're going to play?
I'm leaning towards something infiltratey. I am not wed to any particular thing, really, as long as I don't have a talking role as such. Excessive talking role, because
Okay.
that's the Coriolis game. I do all that.
All right. Well, cool. Tom,
I'm
you
going to
got...
pass.
Sorry?
Yeah, I'm passing it at this stage.
I was going to say maybe envoy. The house envoy.
It sounds like too much
Talking.
talking.
Yeah, you'd have to. You'd
I
want to
was-
be the spy master if you.
Yeah. I was thinking of Spy Master, but I'm certainly happy to do pretty much anything that fits. So if that works best for you, Mr. Happy, then take it on. I'll do something else. I'm looking at the sheet now. It's page
Okay,
104.
so. Okay, so maybe I'll skip Tom while Tom thinks. Nat.
No, well, I was going to go with Spy Master, but I don't want to.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, if you want to be infiltratory and, you can. Be...
Otherwise, I'll be sciencey. I don't know. How about
Be the
people with
consort.
good ideas do your idea, and I will see what is in the gap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So I want to be a smuggler. I don't know what
Okay.
that role is though.
Yep. So, that
What's
could
the
mean
page?
you're a counselor or an
Yeah, one of-
envoy. Actually, you could be the
104
envoy.
Yeah, maybe
Let's
make
do
me
one
the
of four,
envoy.
in the PDF.
Does anyone mind if Jess takes
Yeah.
the envoy role?
I'm gonna pretend I've got some tact. There you go.
Okay. Typing envoy in the field, and for now we're just holding it for Jess, but we'll
Love it.
have a better idea in the future.
Right, I'll be right back.
Okay, so
Information from Stormhund.
Nathaniel, do you have any thoughts
Yes.
at all about what sort of role you might want to take?
I think I remember we were looking at the roles a couple of days ago, and I think it was a warlord or something like that we were looking at.
War
Sword master?
Sword master. Not
Sword
master.
Not war master. Sword master.
Sword master. That's the one. They had the idea of being the trainer, kind of, for the our house's army, specifically in
So
Guncarter.
we've got two Ginaz and Swordmaster. Because hold on, who else was talking about being a sword master?
I won't be. It's cool.
Okay, all right. So
Okay.
all right, so swords are what we do. I am a sword master, and that is. I'll just put Nat.
You won't
for
let me
now.
do it.
Is that? It's saying someone's editing.
I know. I tried to change my name to
Oh,
my character name, which I've just thought of, but it wouldn't let me.
okay. Do you want me to have a crack?
Yeah.
Just take your
Let's see if
mouse.
I'll ju-
Does it not let you edit
I
it
think I
at
did.
all?
Oh yeah, I think it did it. Okay,
Yeah,
there we
it
go.
did.
A free share.
A free show. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got
There
an
you go.
envoy and a swords master.
I'll put myself down here.
okay.
What's a good name for us?
So, does anyone want to be? So actually, the other role you could have, Jess, just to make the point, is actually just advisor, because
Oh, yeah.
advisors are meant to advise the house on their area of expertise.
Mm.
Which, by the way, I will point out is the get out of jail card for everyone. So
Nice. We're just advising. You're the one who took the advice.
Yeah.
It's actually your fault.
but you can be envoy because your background doesn't define what you do in the house.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, I made up a Bene Gesserit envoy. I made up an unsurprisingly Benny Tlaxu spy master. There was
The
a
face
surprise.
dancer.
Who wouldn't see that coming a mile off? Who's typed in Polonia? Is that you, Rob?
Me. That's me.
Oh,
No.
you're Polonia. Okay. So
Only because the picture I picked looked vaguely feminine. So.
you
Right.
you could be a marshal, Rob. I missed marshal.
I did actually look at the marshal just now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not bad. Concerned with holding the laws of the house and interacting with the criminal element, or at least understanding it. All right. So who hasn't picked a winner? We've got 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay. So it's just Rob. Okay, cool.
Just me.
All right.
I'll go to this one. Which one are you using, Nick?
The third one down, mate. Sorry.
Says Nick.
It didn't a moment ago. It said somebody was editing after I typed something in.
Oh, that'd be why my thing got deleted then.
This is the first thing that's going to get managed in our household as marshal.
Typing order.
It's the first thing I'm sorting out when we start doing things.
That's right. All right, I'll do that. Lagging.
Look, this is pretty good. Roleplay is pretty good, I have to say.
I actually think roll is quite elegant. Actually, which is always my number one regard for anything, right? Like I just like things that are pretty simple and smooth. Because I'm too bored for complexity. Just so bored with it. Okay.
So that's why you picked this role-playing game.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, actually, in my defense, do it. Nice.
Hey, yes, no, be a consort, Nick.
Doesn't mean you have to be male. I mean female.
No, it's what I mean.
No, that's really good. I like that actually, because that puts Nick in charge of everyone. It's like, hold on, we're a Renaissance house, so where does the heir sit in the hierarchy of, hey, fuck, we're gonna do this? Just below the guy who actually runs the show, right? Yeah, okay.
I won't be heir. I thought that was just funny.
Oh no, come on, man, that's awesome.
All right, fine.
Do it.
It's a tiny house. You're basically trash.
You're trash. You're
Okay.
a trash.
So you should all be able to read what your rights and responsibilities are, and a short description of what you are.
Mhm.
So just to go through it, the envoy is basically in charge of going out and talking to people, and also keeping their head around what's going on in the intra-political framework.
Yep.
The Swordsmaster is literally, tactical fighter and trainer of troops and bodyguard to the heir. The heir is, well, pretty much exactly what they normally are. So everyone else has to keep them safe, and they get to make decisions. And they have to,
Lovely.
but they have to hold on to being heir by making the right decisions. So,
I just love that devious rulers openly nominate an heir they don't like to provide a target, secretly priming another.
you could be. So, are you the incompetent heir or the competent heir? Only time will tell.
Only time.
Well, it used to be milk, but time exists.
And Polonia is the spy master.
I'm the spy master, yes.
which
Yes.
is literally
Intelligence management, right? I'm not necessarily
and,
as
you know,
good at
protecting
assassin
people
stuff.
from threats. It's actually the
Yep.
job that oh no, he was the master of assassins, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So Thufa Howard.
Yeah,
Right?
Tufo Howard.
Yeah, I think he was assassins.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's the
Talking
role.
intelligence. You're talking knowing what the other houses are doing.
Is that a thing? Because I will be.
It's actually written here in the shorthand at the bottom of the Spy Master.
Oh, some spot. Okay, I see. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's cooler.
Rob is going to play the marshal who is responsible for enforcing the laws of the house.
You're Judge Dredd, basically.
Yeah, keeping things solid and moving forward. All right, so we have, because you're a minor house, you have a minor house as an enemy, and we just roll dice. So we can roll dice. So up the top of your view, above the video,
Yep.
is all the
Oh, I see
Ds.
Nice.
So if one of you, he's already there.
Oh.
Wow, you can watch everything that I do.
How did you roll D? Oh, it has the.
Where's it? Where's it rolling? It's a 0. That doesn't make any sense.
So he's
think
making.
he's
Is
gonna
it
roll.
public
Using the
or
number.
private?
Oh, 20.
Oh, there we go. You're just
That's
typing
not
that in.
good.
No,
Right.
that's
Oh, yeah, no,
perfect.
20s
Bad
are
in this
not
game.
good.
Okay, so oh, I know what the other house's name is.
Yeah, we are literally at war.
Oh man. Good job.
So it goes
Just
1 to
trying keep
5,
pace.
dislike, 6 to 10, rival, 11 to 15, loathing, 16 to 20, Canley.
Oh man, really already?
Well,
Oh,
love it.
I am fucking
Roll.
dead.
You are in so much trouble, Nick. Hope you survive the first session.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it
man, that's
goes hatred, Canley.
It's a bad place to be as the heir.
Okay, and then
Wait, are you a recent heir? Are you like you've just been?
Just graduated.
Makes a lot of sense.
How do you feel about being heir? I feel really good.
I'm a little worried now.
Yeah. Okay. So then the
My
next
headache.
question is reason. So why do they want to go to? Why are they into doing Canley with you? And by the way, I've named them House Reefer. I hope-
Oh my god!
A lot.
Amazing.
You know.
So here's my idea of why they hate us, right?
Yeah.
We
go, go.
broke in and stole their
Stole their shit.
stole and destroyed their research on
Yes.
how to deliver a higher quality sapro.
Yeah.
So we are now the only house that holds it, but no one knows that. But they believe it was us and they're attacking us. That's a thought.
I like it.
Absolutely.
Do we actually have that info, or did we just destroy it? Like, I mean, there's a borderline where our incompetence, possible incompetence, might have gotten us to destroy the
Oh
information.
no! Actually, no, the reason
we lost
is a
it.
roll. Sorry, we don't choose that. The reason is roll. I forgot.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Roll 15 to 16.
No, I'm cool.
No,
You
you're
can-
the heir. You should roll this one.
Oh,
No,
thanks.
I
Yes,
think
you
you can go with it. Just go with it.
I like that
that-
idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Let's just go with that,
I
right?
think it's good. But I don't want us to
Totally.
be too powerful, right? We're a minor house. So I reckon we stopped them from getting it, but we didn't quite get it
Or
ourselves.
maybe like we've got part of their research, so we got the
Yeah, that's
so
a
we
good
only
idea.
know part of the process.
Yep, I love
So
it.
you stole part of the research.
Yeah.
And you destroyed all of the research they held.
All of their research, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why we're trying to take a slice of this planet because where the sapphire goes, but we'll be delivering higher quality sapphire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once we figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no one knows
We're
that.
working-
We're just kind of
And
muscling it up.
they really dislike you because
It's legit.
you basically ruined them. And not only did you ruin them, but you didn't actually get the full amount.
We screwed
And
it
so
up.
they're convinced. They're
That we
convinced
still
that
have-
you're
yeah.
hiding the rest of
Yes.
it in your
Yes,
house.
yes. That's so
And-
good.
And
We
they're
actually
like,
are not, but we have to pretend we are.
Yeah.
because otherwise you'd be admitting that you don't actually have the full answer. Which, of course, you need to convince all the houses who you want
That-
to.
you
work.
are. We're the only. That's so
Yeah,
good.
it's a
That's so good.
perfect. It's a perfect play. You only have part of the answer. You have to tell everyone you've got the whole answer. The problem is the people who you took the answer from think you've got the whole answer,
Yeah.
and they've only been able to find part of it, and they're going to kill you.
They kill us.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they're going to kill us until
Just,
they
you know,
get
as
the
a
rest
side
of the
note.
answer.
Yeah. Whilst
Which
looking for the
means
answer.
until we're all dead because we don't.
And so I guess my job then is to bullshit all of our investors.
Yes,
That is a
I like
big
it.
part of your job,
that is great.
is to lie effectively.
Yeah, and I need to infiltrate all their houses with our spies to try to, get that rumor going that we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are, in fact,
That's right.
they look incompetent, but they are, in fact, totally in control.
We look so incompetent that we must be. No one could be that incompetent.
No one could be that.
Therefore, we're highly skilled to look that
Yeah,
incompetent.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Oh my god, I love it.
Okay, so now let's just talk quickly about traits. So every house starts with, in effect, 2 traits. One tied to your primary expertise. So, Walter White could be your trait. Or, drug lords, or, scientists, or whatever you want to call it. So basically that aligns to we're really good at this one thing. And then you've also got what's called personality or descriptive trait. So, Atreides are known for being honourable. Conans are known for being brutal. I mean, just a verb will do, as long as it's that sort of verb, right? So, like an obvious example for you guys might be something like subtle. Right, because you've got the espionage thing going on, or maybe not subtle.
What about
Ham-fisted? Is ham-fisted an option?
Hey, I'm a vegetarian. Yeah, interesting.
So we don't have to decide on that right now. It's probably worth thinking a bit about.
Yeah.
Because it's actually going to be important. So, now, if we go off viewing... So, one last thing. All right, so let's just quickly get our heads around what templates we think, or templates broadly. Yep. So what schools or templates or things do you want to sort of come from, right? So not so much
what
about...
What page are we on?
So this isn't a page. This is... And I'm probably leaping a little bit ahead. Well, I am leaping a bit ahead because I've got what roles you want to play in front of me, and I think it's a useful moment to have this conversation, right? So,
sorry, okay, cool. Yep.
The big schools in June are the Bene Gesserit, who train women, and only women, one exception noted, but only women.
In the future.
In the arts of self-control and being human, to use their language. They are the ultimate political manipulators behind the scenes of the entire universe, and they train their people to, exert psychological and physical control both over themselves and over others. The other big major mover are the Guild, or the Guild of Navigators, who you can't play a navigator, just so that's clear, because giant fish people that run around in tanks of orange gas, kind of weird. However, the Guild is the only effective interstellar transport framework. They control all commercial movement between stars and are completely dependent on the generation of spice for that ability, which is why spice is such a big deal to them. They have a whole range of what are called Guild agents. And for an example of a Guild agent, you might be a failed navigator. So you might be someone who was exposed to the spice melange, but whilst you have flashes of prescience, you are not, in and of yourself, good enough. So those are the two biggest schools. The third sort of school that you can come from are the Mentat, who are basically human computers. So they can they can compute things in their heads just the way computers work now, and they can do massive computational activity. You've got the Sook doctors, who are Imperial conditioned doctors. They cannot cause physical harm to a person. They are literally conditioned to, follow Asimov's laws of robotics.
Except.
It's a shorthand. Except when they don't. But let's not talk about the don't.
Except when they don't.
Except when they don't. You've got Swords Masters of Gnaz, who are literally come out of a school that was developed for fighting robots, and they have special swords for fighting robots. Not that there are any robots to fight, but they actually literally have swords that are better against robots than people.
That is true.
And you have the one group I haven't mentioned, your friends and mine, the Beni Talax. Who are religious, xenophobic, isolationist, chauvinistic,
bioengineers,
gene engineers who build human bodies through genetic manipulation, including face dancers who can shapeshift and take the form of any other person.
Yeah.
Cool. No Ixians?
was gonna say, what about the
Yeah,
Ixian?
okay, so yes, I will mention the Ixian. So, and the Ixians are almost as loathed as the Beni Talaxu. Almost. Are practitioners of how close can I get to the injunction you cannot build a thinking machine whilst still not having my entire planet lit on flames and burnt to the ground. Ixians. So those are the sort of core schools. Now, you don't have to come from a school, so if you don't want to be one of those things, there's no obligation. However, that's where all the superpowers lie, just to be completely direct. So, Bene Gesserit can either... Well, they've got a range of talents, but I'm only going to let you start with one just to keep it a bit balanced. So, they can control their bodies perfectly, they can use the voice to command others, or they can note everything in their surroundings with absolute acuity. Obviously, Beni Talaxu, if you're a face dancer, you can shapeshift. You can literally shapeshift. You can literally take the form of another person. Suit doctors, their superpower is everyone trusts them automatically because they've got Imperial conditioning, so there's no way they can cause anyone any harm. Mentats can do computing processes just like a computer, and that gives them quite significant abilities in understanding things. Swordsman of Gnaz, the ultimate swordsman, right? So, and so forth and so on. So there's a trade-off there, though, obviously, because you've got to pay for that and you've got to focus on that. So you can't be a generalist. So, in having said all of that, I assume, Nat, you want to be a swordsman of Gnaz.
That is what I was thinking. Yeah. Yep.
So, does anyone else want to play one of the great house schools or great things?
I was thinking, if I am a Sook and a Spy Master, I can't hurt anyone, but I can spend all my spare brain power trying to figure out how I can get other people to hurt them without breaking my conditioning. Would that be a thing?
For the greater good.
All right.
I don't know how fine. Can
Hold
you
on.
pull
I'm
this
going
thread,
to
you know?
read the description of the Imperial conditioning. Through intense psychological conditioning, you cannot take a human life or cause a human to come to harm. This is
So no, it's the answer.
No, yeah.
What's harm, though? What's harm?
Well, they completely broke that in the '84 movie when Dean Stockwell's character put the tooth in the king's mouth
yes,
after
yes.
immobilizing him.
But he's literally... There's a whole thing about the fact the Harkonnens have worked out how to break Imperial
They
conditioning.
already broke the conditioning.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
him trying to.
That's
Yeah, I mean, if it's that hard that I couldn't even run, like if I can't, it's just a character idea, right?
Mhm.
If it's too much fucking around.
Yeah,
then-
this is 10,000 years of conditioning where everybody believes this is unbreakable.
It could still be broken, right? Like if you make a web, how many threads down when you put, if you're a butterfly, when are you responsible for the storm that takes
So,
out you?
I think
Right?
the challenge you've got is what it says about the house that you belong to, right?
Yeah.
So this was the conversation I had with Rob about the Twisted Mentat. So technically, you can play a Twisted Mentat. It's completely legitimate. However, any house that would openly employ or even not openly employ a Twisted Mentat is going to be judged by literally every other
Yeah,
house.
for sure.
So
yeah.
I'm gonna say. Do you
I
really
was no.
wanna
I'm
play a
just
Soup
wondering.
Doctor?
Is it a thing we can? Yeah. If I'm the Soup Doctor, I'm in charge of the intelligence network. I'm not hurting anyone, but I don't know. It just comes down to whether it's worth trying to explore that. Otherwise, I mean, it's much easier to. Face dancer if you're
the
spy
thing
master.
you couldn't be a spy. You'd be a spy, not a spy master. I think.
Spy.
So you're because everyone trusts you. You're completely, So you would hear all of the things, and then you'd have to make yourself believe that passing that information on to somebody else isn't causing harm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It might
Maybe
be,
you're just really
my
naive.
life. Yeah, it's like I'm not going to look. Just look. Have a little conversation with him, and I won't look.
But you only stole half of it.
Yeah, no. Look, if it's too hard, then no. I mean, obviously.
Oh no, I think it could work.
Well, I will happily be a Bene Gesserit.
Will you? Nice.
The air.
The
Unless
heir
somebody
is
else
Bene
wants it.
Gesserit.
Nah, sounds good.
Okay, so Bene Gesserit heir. There's nothing. There's nothing untoward about that. Actually,
Nothing
it's
going
really
on
common.
here. It's fine.
It's actually really quite common. The Bene Gesserit train a lot of people in Bene Gesserit. Yeah,
Yes.
that's not that uncommon actually.
True.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got a Swordsmaster Ganaz. We've got. I'm still thinking about the Suit Doctor Spy Master.
I don't have to hurt anyone, right?
You
Like
could actually be
That's what I mean.
literally a spy master who spends all of their time gathering information.
Exactly.
I don't have to hurt people, but
He's
I can.
doing industrial espionage and he is retrieving IP, so to speak.
Yeah.
It's
And he
amazing
knows
what
he's
people
looking for.
say.
It
It's
would be,
amazing what people say when they're under anesthetic.
it would be complicated. It would be complicated to figure out how I could successfully. What's it like? It's a downstream effect. There's a certain point in time that the harm caused by a downstream effect is so low that it doesn't affect my imperial conditioning. I have to make sure the entire network remains at that level because I cannot make it work. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like if it's like the fourth guy who's hired harms someone, that doesn't affect me. I don't know. I think there's an interesting challenge there, and it's worth
It's
considering.
got layers like an onion.
Like an onion. Yeah, that's right. But we'll think about it, and then if I can't come up with a way to make it work, we'll just toss it. I'll read up on it on the suit conditioning it's got to be in here, right?
It is. It's on page 128, as in numbered page, not PDF page. So about 137.
I'll have a read and see how we go.
And then who haven't we talked about? Marshall. Marshall.
I was. Oh, let's see. Let's see. I was actually thinking of a Mentat because it'd be interesting.
It's a pretty
Super
good
cool.
choice.
Yeah. All right, let's do that.
All right. Okay. In which case, if we all go back to, so what I might do. Oh, I'm gonna have to go back to me because I can't create a sheet from here. Okay, that's fine. So let me just make. Actually, I'll just make this one shareable for now. Share with table. Then I'll go back to the table. So if you click on the character sheet icon and the table view, you should now have two. You should have house and base character sheet.
On the drop down thing.
Yeah. So if you click on the avatar picture, the circle in the corner, you should have two.
Yep.
Oh.
You can have house and base
I
character
see.
sheet. It's quite useful
Wait,
actually.
where?
On the
Wait, so
avatar.
top right.
The circle thing.
Yeah.
No, if I click on avatar picture, it just. Oh wait, hold on. I have to untick
Just-
edit. No, you have to go out of edit mode. I
Yes, you have to go out of edit mode.
No,
I was
we're
just going
not
to quickly
saying-
take you through this, right? So you've got the character details, which has got all the
Oh,
bits
yep.
and pieces.
Oh, okay. I had to. It was a bug.
Yeah, okay, I
had to-
see, I
had to
see, yep.
Double toggle it.
Okay, so you've got all your bits and pieces. Then you've got your attributes, and in Coriolis there are only 4. Strength, agility, wits, and empathy.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Then you've got your skills, and your skills break into 2 groups. You've got what are called general skills, which are skills that any person can have, and most importantly, you can roll on when you're untrained. So the big difference between advanced and general is I don't have to be trained to use this skill. It's just I might be shit at it, but I get a chance, right?
Mm.
Then you've got advanced skills right underneath that, which are all of the complex ones. So in Coriolis, the 2 skills I've replaced are discipline and insight. Well, sorry, the 2 new skills are discipline and insight. They are used with your talents to a large extent. So if you are a Mentat, as an example, you will need the insight skill to make significant use of your talent.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a Bene Gesserit, but you choose the Prana Mendau, I think it's called, which is the self-control, I control my body. Prana Bindu, conditioning, then you would use discipline, because discipline's all about self-control and managing the self. But the other skills are pretty self-explanatory, right? So, and actually, you guys have played Alien, so it's all pretty similar stuff, right? Dexterity, force is just, strength. Raw strength, dexterity is raw that. Infiltration is sneaking around. Manipulation is convincing people to do things they wouldn't otherwise do. Melee combat is pretty self. Observation is the carry-all for looking around, noticing things. Range combat, shooting people. Survival, when it's tough, the tough get going. Command in advanced is giving people direction and orders. Culture is understanding different cultures and why people are doing what they're doing. Discipline we've talked about. Metachurgy is literally medicine and medical practice. Pilot, fly shit, move shit. Insight, I've already talked about. Science is just understanding science, and technology is understanding technology. A couple of things I've added. So obviously we're playing not Coriolis and we're not playing Alien, but I've combined the 2 because I like them both. So there's a block underneath called Determination. That carries what you will each start each game with is 1 story point, which gives you an automatic success on 1 roll. So if you spend it, it's gone. And then you've got your push mechanics, which are personal drive and house trait. So if you can say I'm pushing something and it aligns to my personal drive,
cool.
you can add that to the push. If you're pushing something and it aligns to the house trait, you get 2 dice. So that replaces prayer in Coriolis.
Yeah.
So praying to the icon, praying to the chapel.
Is the push just more dice in your pool?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's different to Alien in that there's not a stress mechanic.
Yes.
Then we've got stats.
Yeah.
They just flow down. At the moment, the only 2 you need to worry about are mind points and hit points, which you just add in the max, and then you put in the current as what you've got, and it'll count for that. Armor we'll worry about should we ever get there. The biggie for you guys to worry about for now is just your talents. And like I said, we'll use the 2d20 talents for now, and then I will come through and Coriolis them so that they work within the rule system.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to get 3 talents, just to be upfront.
Okay.
So technically, if you play a Bene Gesserit, you can end up with all 3 Bene Gesserit talents up front. There's only 3.
Okay.
Right? And you might want to do that because that makes you a full Bene Gesserit to start with. You might want 2, actually. I think the 3rd, you have to be a Reverend Mother to get. Because it's the...
Is that the access to the
memories?
Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry, there's 4. No, so you do get the 3, because you get hyper-awareness, Prana Bindu, and voice. As an example.
Yep.
So
and that makes you a full...
With the table sheets, Thomas, I've got a house sheet, and then I've got a base character sheet.
Yeah, I was just using it to show you. When you go...
Okay, cool.
This is just so you know how it works, right?
Yeah, I've got my own character sheet.
Absolutely.
Got it. All right, cool.
And you can edit that from your view. So if you go back to your name on the
Yeah.
drop down, then you can create, add a new sheet, and that will give you the ability to create your new sheet.
Mm.
House Molari.
Doing character sheet Coriolis hack.
Yep, it's the only one that there should be. Yep.
But I got to
Hmm.
houses.
So you can fill in the house and the house traits as
Oh,
you
we haven't
want.
got the house
oh
trait.
no, we lost Jess.
Oh no.
No, we-
Oh no, she's
no,
back.
she's coming back. She's back. We've got no house trait. Didn't we have when we spot? Oh, I see the domains. Got it. Oh, we haven't decided the trait yet. I've
Yeah.
got
The one that matters, which is the sort of
Adjectives, yeah.
descriptive one of the house. So your house trait is actually scientist and then something else, because that's your primary domain.
Cool. Yeah, we'll come up
So
with it.
for attributes, and now I'm gonna. I mean, I don't mind if you guys just want to leave a lot of this unfilled, and I can fill.
Oh, we'll fill it in as we go. Is there a list of attributes though?
So I'm just there's not there is a list on the character sheet. Those are the only 4 attributes you have: strength, agility, empathy, and wits. And I'm gonna treat you're all meant to be one of the things about June is you are not meant to be, minion level people. You're meant to be
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
the top of the line, right? So you get, where's the number of skill points? Attribute points, sorry. So I'm going to give you 14 attribute points to spend between those 4 stats, and I'm going to give you 12. Well, let's see we'll start with 12 and we'll see what happens after that. So the way you edit it is you go into edit mode, which is the little slide up the top of your character sheet.
Yeah.
Click it to edit, and then you can edit the numbers next to the dice. So where you've got strength in the base character sheet of 4, 2, 3, 1, you can go in and change that 4 to whatever you want.
So a total of how many? 14?
14.
And
So-
what's the maximum you can place?
5.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And that's 14 points in attributes, and then skills are separate.
And then skills is going to start at 12, and we'll see how we land.
Yeah. Cool.
Can you have more than 1 5?
Yes. But
Okay.
you must have at
Well-
least 1 in a stat.
I mean, I can't have 0 in empathy.
No.
He's in a coma.
Yeah. I did have a 1 in empathy for one of my aliens characters, but I think that's a lot.
We remember.
Yeah. I know.
Happy times.
So, for instance, Nathaniel, you should have probably 5 in strength because it's close combat. That's what
Yeah.
melee is based on. And you want to be the best you can be at sword wielding.
Or in this case, gun shield wielding.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah.
Gun cutter.
He's going to do gun
It's
cutter. You need to tell
And specifically,
people.
I've laid it up. I didn't specify. It's specifically gun shields, because
Oh,
then you
good.
can parry and attack with each hand. You've got a gun. You know, most shields have like strap on the arm, and then one that you're grabbing as well. The one you're grabbing is also a trigger for a gun.
Amazing.
Do you understand the potential problem?
They're more like
Yeah.
bucklers.
They're more like buckler shields, all right? They're small. They're small.
Yeah, but if
Yeah.
you happen to fire the gun at the shield accidentally,
No, it's not a laser gun. It's like a
oh, it's a slug gun.
it's a slug gun. It's like the whole idea is you
Okay,
push it
it's-
into the shield and then shoot them.
No, that's fine. I'm just
Yeah.
saying you're a walking nuclear explosion otherwise.
Yes,
And-
I know.
And should our house survive, the Landcraft will then bomb the planet into oblivion.
So either way, we die in atomic fire. It's just
Yeah.
when, not
Yeah.
if.
Love it.
That's right. So long as we're
So,
clear
yeah.
on.
That's great.
The
So,
idea is that it's basically like 2 revolvers that just have bucklers attached.
So actually,
Nice.
you're going to need both good agility and good strength,
Exactly, yes.
which was what you were going to need anyway. So
What does the Bene Gesserit use?
you're
Brain.
going to need wits.
Yep.
And well, it depends on how much insight. Oh, well, you're going to need. Actually, the bad news for you is you're going to need wits, empathy, and probably agility.
That's what I figured. Cool, that's fine. I just won't have a 5 in anything.
Yeah.
God, I need to have a high empathy to use insight.
So with the skills, we have 12 points, right? Can any of them have 0?
All of them can have. Well, not
Okay,
all of
cool.
them, but yeah.
Oh, no. Okay, cool. So we've got 14 points for attributes, which is pretty generous. I mean, I've 5, 4, 3, 2.
Yeah, but that's because skills is pretty sparse, right?
Sure. And advanced skills, do we get any points in that, or is that?
Well,
down?
that's what I'm saying. You get 12 points.
Oh, across skills and advanced skills.
Yes.
Oh, fuck off.
Thanks
This was
for
so
the
easy
support,
before.
buddy. Thanks for the support.
Okay, now this is cool. Is there advanced skills? So character may only roll an advanced skill if they have training in the skill. Okay, cool. If you come up with a command check and I have 0 points, I just can't do it.
Yeah, which also means you can't help someone with it either. So,
Yeah, That's actually pretty good. Yeah.
so if someone else, so Metacurgy, right? So if you've only got one person with medical skill in the party, that's it. They're it. There is no,
Yeah, but only
you know.
have 12
But
points,
what
so
if I help? Do you have medical skill? No, then you're
You-
not helping. You're hindering.
Okay, well, if I'm going to go with Soup Doctor, I will know about that. So
Yes, you will. You'd be good at doctoring.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see.
So yes, you're gonna have to be good at
Jesus Christ, this is
empathy and wits, Rob.
It's just like my Coriolis character.
You said it was 14 points for attributes, right?
12. Oh, sorry,
Yes, it
12.
was 14 points. For
14.
attributes.
Yes, 14.
So the smart money is you could put a 5 and a 4, which would give you 9, and then
5
you've
points,
got 5
so 3 and a
points
2.
to spread between the other two. Or you could go 2 5s and spread 4
Hmm.
points between the other two.
I
And
could go
be
5, 5.
absolutely horrendous at anything other than gun carter and dodging.
I'd be.
Hey,
I'd
you're
be the
starting to have
best
a kind of
gun
like a
cutter.
standard character here, man.
I feel like that's
Uh,
happened a lot with my characters lately.
1,
If I'm being honest.
3.
No, this guy could have 2
5,
empathy, Nat. He
7.
could be like an
Ooh, 2 empathy.
He could be a... Well, you could make it 2 4s and then have 2 3s. You could be actually balanced.
Mm.
So can I just check? General skills I can do without any talents, but advanced
And
skills I
without
can't.
any points in them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can use all of your advanced skills in some circumstances, but certain talents require you... Well, you will be rolling that skill if you want to use that talent.
Yeah.
Mm. So just.
So I think I'm going to be pretty much a generalist here.
Yeah, I think
1,
all of
2,
us would be.
3, 4, 5,
Not a lot of
6, 7,
points.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, right, there we go, done.
So what did you end up with, Nick?
In my attributes, it's 2 strength, 4 agility, 4 wits, 4 empathy.
Yep.
And then 1 in dex, 1 in manipulation, 1 in melee combat, 2 in command, 2 in discipline, 1 in culture, 1 in metacurgy, 1 in insight, 1 in science, 1 in tech.
Yeah, I hear you.
Wow, you really are a generalist.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the house heir, so I figure
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Yeah. So you've got to know a little bit about everything that the house does, and you've got your Bene Gesserit training that you've got to account for as well. So you're not the greatest student of Bene Gesserit.
oh well, where do I put those points?
Well, what I mean is that your discipline and your insight. So when you use your talents,
Ah, okay, I need to drop that then. All right, fuck culture.
no one cares. Well, no, leave it as
No.
it is, because actually
Is
what I
that a
think we want to do
website?
at the end is have a little bit of a look at how things have spread out. Because, like I said, you're meant to be the best of the best, right?
Yeah.
Also, don't forget you're going to get a story point at the start of every adventure. So you've got one free. I'm super good at this, and pushing will be probably more generous than it is in Coriolis,
Alien.
and less deadly than Alien. Um, so that should So let's just see how it looks. Is what I guess I'm heading
Right.
towards.
So just clearly, discipline and insight are the two things that are associated with the talents.
The super magical talents. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've dropped command to 1 and increased insight to 2. So
Cool.
Okay, I've got my.
Is there
stats
anything we aren't good at in advanced skills then?
As in the party.
In the party, yeah.
Oh, okay, let's have a quick look. All right, my advanced skill.
I'm gonna take
Yes.
pilot.
good, because I can't fly for shit.
Yep.
I just can't seem to actually get the things to change
Have you
numbers.
hit
on my
the
tablet.
No, you
edit
might not be
switch?
able to though because you're using the
No.
tablet, right?
Oh, maybe I'm not. I
No,
haven't
it's just in
checked
edit mode.
Oh, yes, it is. Thank you.
Nice.
So
Right.
I have culture, insight, metacurgy, and discipline. 2, 2, 1, and 1.
Yep.
So I'm no good at pilot, technology, science, or command.
I'm thinking it might make sense for me to be good at command as well, since I'm
Yeah,
the
for sure.
military leader.
Yep. That
Yep.
makes complete sense.
Yep.
Although it is an empathy skill.
True. So yeah, I might have to. I might have to trade my wits and empathy around.
Yeah.
Oh, did
I've
you
got-
make your wits 3?
Yes.
I
I've
think
got-
you should actually. I think that'd be good.
Yeah. Yeah.
For
I
a
think I should as
commander.
well.
I've got wits, empathy 5, agility 3, and strength 1.
Yeah.
Strength 1.
Strength 1. I've got
I
strength
am
4,
not getting in a fight.
agility 5, empathy 3, wits 2.
Right. And what was your strength?
Although-
What was your agility?
5.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Although I'm also thinking about swapping strength and agility just because strength is melee combat. So even though it is using a gun, it would still be strength.
Actually,
And
the bad
specifically
news
gun
is it
kata.
is technically ranged combat. Actually.
It is technically ranged combat.
Yep. You are using ranged
So
combat.
use agility with range combat, right?
Even if I'm in melee range shooting people, it still counts
Yeah.
as ranged
You're
combat.
not you're not deflecting people. Oh,
Yeah.
no,
In
I
that
see what you're
case,
saying. Yeah,
You've got a weird. Actually, you've got a weird thing going on here. Hold on. Let's
Yeah.
think about this.
Yeah.
fucking hell, John Wick.
He's got a
Yeah.
whip.
What's the movie? Where
I mean,
guy-
how are you going to have a dog if you've got no empathy?
Nah, man, my hit points are bad.
I'm trying to remember what movie it was. It was like. Anyway, it
Oh,
was
it's
really
Equilibrium.
dumb.
Are you thinking about the gun
Equilibrium,
kata?
yeah,
It's
Equilibrium.
It wasn't dumb. That was a great
No,
movie.
that was a good
I
movie.
love that
It
movie.
was really fun, but it was really dumb.
I've seen dumber.
I mean,
We've
yeah.
all seen dumber.
I've seen dumber.
Everyone's
I
seen
mean, look
dumber.
at look
I've
at
watched
fucking Phantom
Prometheus.
Menace.
Oh
No,
my God.
Prometheus. Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. So, Nat, you need to. I would suggest to you that you stay the course on agility and strength.
So, would be shooting people as range combat, but deflecting as melee combat. Is that what I'm
That
That's
hearing?
how
that
you've
makes
set it
sense.
up.
All right, I can do. I can manage it. You know.
You're the one that came up with. I'm gonna have gun shields, not me.
Yeah.
It's genius. Okay.
Have you watched
It's
Guns
all
Akimbo?
fucking
Watch
you,
Guns Akimbo.
mate.
I don't know why you didn't go with my grenade on a stick plan. I thought that was way cooler.
Well,
That's
the
only for
problem is
goblins.
it's way more finicky, and if they hit the grenade, but when it's not inside their bubble,
It's a
then you're in a
problem.
lot of trouble.
We were talking about like what's the different ways you could stop it, you know, to really deal with a shield, and the idea of, you know, putting a grenade on the end of a stick and slowly pushing it through.
You
and
just
then
use the
pulling cord.
Sergeant Card drill bullets and it's fine.
Sardaukar drill bullets. Do they
Oh,
have the
yeah.
slow? Do they have slow moving bullets?
yeah, exactly. They hit the shield and then they slow. Yeah,
Oh, Sardaukar are nasty.
signal.
Well, they're literally the most like they're better than the Swordmaster school.
Yes,
Yeah.
en masse, en masse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. They're the secret, super.
No, they're not
tough guys.
secret. They're
They're
absolutely.
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
not secret.
Am I thinking of the wrong group?
No,
That
no.
Jesus
Well,
picks
they're
up.
not secret in the sense that the
Hyper-aggressive
Emperor tells
assholes.
everyone, if you don't do what I asked,
Yeah,
I'll send my
someone else.
Sardaukar terror troops to attack you.
The
Their
literal-
name is
because of the
literally
alliteration.
Sardaukar.
Actually, I'm
Terror
thinking right
troops.
now, I'm tempted to have 1 wits, and then 5 strength and 5 agility.
No,
They
don't do
literally
it.
have legions sitting
Why not?
in
Tell
space.
me one good reason why I shouldn't have 1 wits.
Well, I have.
Tell me one good reason.
Can you,
Because
can you make it half? Let me
observation
call you a
scroll
half
down.
wit.
Scroll down your character sheet to where it says mind plus, was it wits plus empathy for your mind points? That's one reason.
Oh,
Because I only have 4 strength. I have 10 mind points.
Because you're meant to be a tactical leader, so you have to have
It's true.
some
Yeah.
ability to think.
Yeah.
Or else you're Zach Brannigan.
Hey, I'm good. That
Big
Sexy,
war.
sexy love.
Maybe I go.
So that-
Maybe I do go 4-4-3-3.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, it's actually not a bad idea. Like, it would actually make you
Yeah.
well-rounded. You could do command. You could do a
that's
bunch
what
of...
I've gone for.
I'm going for 4-4-3-3. I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, no, that's cool.
And you can put a maximum of 3 points and 20 skill.
You
to start
guys
with,
are all
right?
playing with the dice pool, and it's appearing on my screen. I'm making you all disappear. It's annoying.
Ooh.
It's better.
I think I'm gonna have to go to bed because
That's
it's
fine.
after midnight here, and I'm really fading fast now.
Okay.
Yep.
Well,
That's a good,
so
you're doing a good job here.
just one thing, Jess, before you
Yeah.
disappear, and that's cool. Understand completely. It is after midnight in New Zealand. Talents.
It's
Do
a terrible
idea.
You've got the PDF. Do you want to just ping me your talents
Yeah.
tomorrow or something, and we can throw
Yeah,
them
I'll
in?
do that. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Good night, all. It was lovely
Good
chatting
night.
Yes. Good
and
night.
having some plotting of our game.
So when are you back
Okay.
in Oz?
This Saturday.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh
No
yeah, the
worries.
bubble.
Yeah.
Hey.
So there have only been minor hiccups with the bubble, so it looks like it's all good to go coming back. Because the only thing that would stop me travelling back into Australia is if there'd been an outbreak in New Zealand, and there hasn't been.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're all good here.
Nice.
So Saturday, I'll be back.
Okay, cool.
So I'll be all good to go next fortnight,
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
and it will
Perfect.
be actually more awake. All right. Good night,
Bye.
everybody. I'll
See
see
ya.
you
See ya.
if I can
Tomorrow.
figure out how to do this. Bye.
All right, catch ya.
Bye.
That's
Oh,
good.
How do you hang
Just
up?
close the tab, Jess.
right.
If you just close the tab, it'll kill the log.
You've ruined it.
There it
There
is.
you go.
She's gone. All right, so let's just quickly recap then. So the Marshal, can the Marshal fight?
So the Marshal's got strength 2, agility 3, wits 5, and empathy 4.
Okay, so you can shoot people, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
my
good.
my
Like-
thing is I still need to be able to talk to people to enforce the law.
Yep. No, I'm not disagreeing. Not disagreeing.
You are the
And
law.
it isn't going to be happy-go-lucky, oh, please. It's going to be lean in. So, yes, well, who have we got that can fight? We've got Natty that can fight.
Yeah, and
we
he's,
have-
I
he's
cannot- I
going to be
cannot
death
fight.
on wheels.
yeah,
Because you
that's
can
right.
put a 3 points into something to start off with, right? That's the max.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I've
Cool.
basically put a point in dexterity, infiltration, manipulation, observation, ranged combat, command, culture, and technology, and I've got 2 in discipline and insight.
Yeah, nice.
So, and Natty, you've got, what's your range combat skill?
7. Oh, sorry, 3 points in the
3.
skill,
Yeah,
4
I
in
get it.
agility, yeah.
Yeah.
And then same for melee combat.
Yep, okay, so you're just
Yep.
generally good at stuff
Yep.
in fighting land. And then you've got a bunch of other skills. Nick, you've gone with a generalist, but you've got decent insight and discipline.
Yeah, I've got 2 and 2.
Yep. And then Nick, you've gone with crap at fighting, but you're a Sook doctor, so it's
Oh,
not
me? Sorry, yeah.
That's the other Nick, which is Tom.
No, it's Tom.
Oh, sorry,
Infil-
Tom.
Yeah,
sorry.
no, I get you. Yeah, so I have, so my stats resolve that. Strength 2, agility 3, wits 4, empathy 5.
Okay.
And then my general skills, I have 2 in manipulation, 2 in observation, and 2 in infiltration.
Yep.
And my advanced skills, I have 2 in culture, 2 in insight, 1 in discipline, and 1 in metallurgy.
One in medical.
Yeah, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm a Sikh doctor. It's not the same.
That's
He's a doctor of
literally what
philosophy.
How much have you got in doctor, buddy? How does
the
it...
same amount.
Oh, really? Why did you... Why? Like, why do you care about that?
Because I thought, well, you know what, I
Well,
can
you're the
look
heir,
after my people, right? So you're saying the Sook doctor, the medical doctor, has
I'm not a
1
medical
point.
doctor. I just have imperial conditioning. I'm a spy master. I only have 1 point. You should take your 1 point out of that and put it somewhere else.
Yeah, but you're gonna die, and I'm gonna have to heal people, right? I've played with you before.
This is true. I'm assuming. I'm
you
assuming.
can use, depending on how we end up, you might want to think about moving stuff out of Insight and putting it into Metacurgy. I'll just make
Are you
that.
talking to me?
Yes.
Is insight not useful for the spy master?
Not. Maybe. Actually, maybe. No, yes, no, that's a fair
I
point.
think it's fine. The thing is, you add this to your base trait, right? Your base
Yeah,
attribute, right?
so when you
So my
click,
Metacurgy is like 5.
so if
which-
you've put 1 in Metacurgy, if you click on the big
Yeah.
D6 symbol, when you're not editing, by the way,
Oh yeah, sorry. Let me.
when you're out of edit mode,
Yeah.
if you click on the big D6 next to
Oh, scroll down. Yep. There we go. It rolls.
Metacurgy, it'll
Oh,
pop
look
up.
at that roll. That's
It'll pop
cool.
up 5 dice, hopefully.
My roll.
Well,
That's
maybe I
sweet.
should take Metacurgy 1 point so I can have 6 dice.
Why am I rolling 10
Metacurgy
dice?
out.
Why do I have 10 dice?
Because you
You
did
click-
it twice.
You have to. You clicked it twice. You got to
You
clear
clicked
it.
lots.
Yeah.
You did the user, the
Okay,
printer.
I'm-
Why isn't it
no, no, no.
printing? Print it
Right,
again.
yeah, I clear. I go to Metacurgy. I click on. Okay, 6. So I get 6 dice. That's pretty good.
Because you've got empathy.
Empathy
5.
5.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
See, I
Yeah,
figured
okay,
that was fine. My base
not bad.
stats push up my
Yeah.
other ones. Yeah.
And I can see, and obviously you've got, your story point to burn, to be the best doctor you can be.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really. I have medical training, but that's mostly because I'm smart, not because I'm deep
Yeah.
into medicine. And I think
Yeah.
that's fine.
Okay, cool. So that's the skills and bits done. We can not worry about weapons and assets because that's all bit noise. The thing that we should worry about is talents,
Yes.
because that's the main game in town.
Alright.
So as a suit doctor, if you are going to play a suit doctor,
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
you have
So-
to take Imperial Conditioning.
Okay. Just quickly, in your personal drive, is that like a little sentence or something?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've put down domination through coercion. That doesn't sound like harming anyone, right?
Sure.
Right?
You've interpreted harm to be physical.
Are you a Republican or something?
That's-
Libertarian.
Libertarian.
No, but the point is, I'm not hurting anyone physically, and harm. Harm is way too broad. But as long as I don't do harm generally, it's fine, right? I mean, I'm still a human. I'm still operating under certain things, so I think I can totally do that.
Yep.
Physical harm is too. Imperial condition is going to be smarter than just do no physical harm. Obviously, if I don't do any blatant emotional or psychological harm, that's fine. Right? If I can convince everyone that what they're doing is like if I can convince people that what they're doing is good, even if it hurts them because of them hurting themselves, that's
So the
I don't
fourth,
think that,
the fourth law of robotics.
Yeah.
well, the
great-
humanity. This is
fourth
zeroth law.
Yeah,
zeroth
zeroth
law.
law. Yeah.
No, but what I mean is, if I convince someone that they need to do a thing for the house and they get hurt during that process, that's not me breaking my imperial conditioning, right?
Okay, we're gonna. You
That's
are
like
clearly.
that's like saying, "Hey guys, we're being attacked by people. You need to protect the heir from the assassins." Right? They're gonna get hurt, but there's no way that my
Yes.
conditioning
I
will
look. I think
prevent
that's a fair point, right?
Yeah.
So.
So domination through coercion. So I'm not going to hurt
All right,
anyone, but I'm
okay,
convince
we're,
them.
We're gonna
to
roll
hurt
with it. We're
themselves.
gonna roll with it. We're gonna roll with it, and we'll see what it looks like.
Yeah, I
Because you're
think it's
right,
good.
right? So I mean, one of the interesting things is, even though he's had his conditioning broken, when the Sardaukar are attacking the house, he's not stopping the house troops from shooting Sardaukar.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I'm literally, if I tell someone to shoot the invaders, I'm committing harm. So there has to be not a loophole as such, but there has to be a practical application.
Yeah, there has to be a limit. Maybe it's. Let's work it through because I think
Yeah.
there's.
I
No,
think
I'm
if
actually
we-
cool with it. Like
if
I
we
think
wa-
it's interesting.
Yeah, if we work at it from the intent, so the Suk Doctors, the Imperial Conditioning is intended to make you completely trustworthy, and if I'm talking to a person, they know I will not hurt them. Whatever hurt means.
Yeah.
And as long as that's the outcome, then I'm obeying my Imperial Conditioning, regardless of what actually happens to them.
Yep. We'll work it through.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So the 3 talents. Are you, Nick, going to just buy the 3 talents?
Yep.
So
Is there a page I can look at to...
Yeah. So if you go to page what it would
128 or 136
in the
Yeah,
the Imperial calendar. So that's right. So 128. So
Oh, I
you've
see
got
them.
Prana Bindu conditioning.
I found it. Yep.
You've
Talents,
got the
it.
voice, and you've got hyper awareness.
Adrenaline shot for Suk Doctor.
So do I just put all that in the one
What page
talent
did you say it
box?
was?
No, so you'll
One-
see it's got a plus symbol at the bottom of it. Add.
PDF 136 and
136.
127 in the physical book.
If you,
Yeah.
sorry, Nick, if you go to talents, in that note
Yeah.
box,
Oh,
right
yeah.
below it is an add with a plus symbol.
No. Right below the talent box says the word gear, and then in gear, then it has an add in the gear.
Oh, that's weird, because mine
Let-
has it.
Where are we at? Weapons.
So if I
ranged
go to the
weapons.
table,
Talents, very bottom talents.
Does anyone have a plus symbol under their talents?
I have an add plus. Yeah.
Oh, you do?
So, is there a way to? How about I just take a picture of this and
Oh, here we go.
I'll drop it in Discord, Nick, so you can
Yep.
have a look at it.
So it's gear.
There's Discord. There we go.
Talents. Yeah, I've got an add button.
Yeah, I've got it at the bottom. You have to be in edit mode, of course, Nick. That's
Yep,
what it looks like to me. Bottom
did
left.
you grab the sheet, Nick?
Yep.
As in, did you take
June
the template?
Coriolis hack?
I used the hack one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but did you just
Yeah,
add
I-
it from here?
What do you mean, did I add it from here, mate?
I don't know. Actually, no. Don't
See,
worry
I
about
don't
it.
have a plus under my talent either. It just goes straight into gear and you can add there.
I've got an add plus underneath.
Yeah. I definitely don't have what Tom has.
Okay.
No.
Oh, this is cool. I can just copy the text from the PDF into the talent box.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, nice.
For now, just put all 3 in it.
Yep,
It's
cool.
fine. It's an endless tape. It'll take as much text as you put in
This
it.
is a really cool. This is a really good sort of clean role playing thing. I like it a lot. So we can
That
just buy
thing?
3 of these things. Sorry, Matt.
Yeah.
No,
so
sorry,
what
just
I had
something.
intended to do was sort of say, well, you'll have a house, like you'll have a house talent, and then
Yep,
you would
so
have
we get
then you'd
two
have a
other
background
ones?
talent, and you'd be able to buy a 3rd talent. But actually,
Oh.
I'm probably just going to keep it really simple. You can take 3 talents,
Okay, cool.
and then I will work it out. Right now, if you want to use Coriolis talents, you're welcome to do that. Nat, do you just want to put down as a talent gun carter?
That's so cool.
Well, because
Yeah, I'll
we'll
put
work it
that
out,
down.
right? Because
We'll
one
work
of
it
the
out, yeah.
one of the things we were saying, as in, I think it was Nick, were we talking, or Tom? Which one of you was thinking of taking a Swordmaster?
That was me, yeah.
Yeah, is the weird thing about the Swordsmasters is they don't get any specific talents, which is a bit weak.
Yeah.
Really.
I was looking through it, and because that's what I was just checking, and there aren't any, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So interestingly, Suk Doctors actually get 3 talents as well if you want to use them.
On top of them?
No, as in you got to buy them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I bought Adrenaline Shot,
Okay.
and I'm using, and then that's the only Suk one I'm doing. I'm getting
Okay.
Binding
Well, but
Binding
you've got to
Promise,
take
sounds
Imperial
cool.
Conditioning as well, so that's a second.
Oh,
talent.
so that's on top of me. I'm locked into that, eh?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And then all right. In that case, I may not buy
Ooh.
Binding Promise just yet.
No, I think actually it says a Suk Doctor must take an Imperial Conditioning. You
No,
could
that's
be
right,
a
that's-
failed Suk Doctor.
Nah,
There's
I'm a good one. No,
You're
it's
a
much
good
more
one?
interesting. I'm more interesting to be an
Alright.
actual Suk Doctor
Okay.
who manages to achieve.
It's going to break my brain every time we talk, you know that,
It's fucking great. Well, I mean, I'm not trying to hurt you, so don't take that.
right? As a matter of fact, my
It
character
sounds like
my
a you
character
problem.
won't hurt you. He's a good guy.
Can't be responsible. Yeah, I won't hurt you if you hurt yourself.
Yeah. So yeah. So put in as 1 talent gun carter.
Yep. Done.
And we'll work
Oh,
it
yeah.
out, Nat. Okay.
Yep.
And then take 2 other talents. Don't worry too much about the mechanics. Just worry about the little descriptive text, and we'll work.
Yeah, the idea behind them rather
Yeah.
than how they actually work, because we're not using the same
we're not
system.
actually running.
No, this is super cool. I'm definitely going to be a Sick Doctor. I can make this work.
Okay, I love everything about the confidence that was behind that statement.
No, I just read the stat. Like I just read the talent.
See, this is weird. I've got an add button for talent, but it's only house traits.
Yeah, same here.
I don't know what's going on there. Anyway,
Just
And I
put
just
it
created
in the
it-
box.
Yeah,
I'm
I
putting
just
it in the
attempt-
box. I've got
I
a
attempt-
box.
I attempted to create a new one. It didn't work.
Because I can just copy your character sheets, create a new character sheet, and then share it back to you.
Yep.
So it's fine. I can do all of that, and then it will be
Yeah.
good.
Hell.
So we've got, and I will just point out, Rob, in case you haven't picked it up, there's Mentat Discipline, Mind Palace, and I thought there was a third one for you.
Yeah, Mind Palace sounds cool.
Well, there's the foreknowledge one, but I can't find any details on the book on it.
Oh,
all.
that's
No, actually.
it's not foreknowledge. You have the ability to, you have a predictive ability, which is not quite the same thing, right? Well, you don't have prescience. You're not actually telling the future. You're calculating a series of facts
Probability.
to come to an assessment, right?
Yeah.
So
No, the chances of navigating an asteroid field are 99,000 to 1.
yeah, exactly. You can do that sort of really helpful shit in the corner. So the 2 that you have are you got Mind Palace, which
Yeah.
basically lets you remember everything you've ever known. Which
Yeah.
gives you perfect recall. You've got
And Mentat Discipline.
and you've also got Verify,
Verify.
which I think is more what you're talking about. So you can determine the truth or falsehood of something, of a fact.
Okay.
Cool.
The only
cool,
group
cool.
that actually gets foreknowledge is Guild.
Yeah, that makes sense. They're totally high all the time.
Yeah.
On Spice, that's right.
And you have to take Failed Navigator to get it. They're the only people who get prescience.
All right, so I have Adrenaline Shot as a Sick Doctor, which is my only kind of combat-y contribution.
Yep.
I have the Imperial Condition, obviously. I have Hidden Motives. I'm a master of concealing my intentions and motivations. Few truly know what drives me, even if they think they understand me. When an opponent fails whatever the equivalent in Coriolis is, like an understand or communicate test, I can immediately create a trait which reflects a mistaken belief they have about me. So I can basically make people think stuff about me when they fail their whatever the thing is.
Yes. So you can give false impressions.
Correct. It's like, oh, that guy's actually interested in sports ball, something like that.
Yeah. So what that will translate into is you will get a bonus when you try and convince people of certain things.
Sure.
Right? So when you're attempting to make people believe something about you or it's really about them underestimating you, right? Or mistaking
Correct.
you.
Yes.
So if that's the framework, then that's when you'll get the bonus to the dice roll.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay. So Nat, what 3 talents have you chosen? Noting Gun Carter was going to be one of them.
So yeah, I've got Gun Carter, I've got Master at Arms, and I'm looking at what's it called? Bolster, which is me
use
being
Bolster.
sure of things makes other people sure of things.
Yeah.
Priority boarding, Spacing Guild talent. That's great.
So that one's really translatable, right? So you can basically use command to like. So there's a thing in command that you can use.
Yeah.
So we'll work it through, but that sounds really good. So Rob, have you got any thoughts on what you're going to end on, talent-wise?
Well, at this stage, I've just put 3. Put in the Mentat Discipline, the Mind Palace, and the Verify.
Okay.
Nice.
Unless I look elsewhere, that's pretty much going to be it.
Yep. I mean, don't forget it's Coriolis, so you can buy more talents into the future.
Yeah.
Like, you're not locked into this forever. You get 3,
Yep.
and then you can improve.
This is what you get out of the box with a Mentat.
Yeah. I am
You only
out
get
of the
out what
box.
you put in, right?
That's right.
This is factory settings.
That's great.
So, to the point we were talking about before, you're going to use your insight skill to use your verify talent.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, you're going to use your insight skill to do verify and mind palace, and you might use discipline for Mentat discipline, just because that's the way it worked out.
Yeah, which means I've got 6 dice on all of those.
Yeah. Yeah.
All good.
Cool. I like it.
Okay. Cool. So. Yep.
Sorry, I just have to say I gotta go, but I'm gonna save this, and I think I'm pretty good.
Yeah, I was going to end as well. It's 10:30,
Yeah,
so
awesome.
it's all good. All right, so cool. So I will do some renovation, fix up the talents,
I dig it.
and we can come back together. What did you think of the... Like, what do you actually think of the character sheets and things like that? Is that all working?
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I
it
think
works
they
well.
work really
It's
well.
Coriolis, so it's
Pretty straightforward. Yeah.
very straightforward, very nice.
I like having the base of the house stuff to hang everything off. Works
Yeah.
quite well. So.
I think that's
Yep,
going to work
yep.
well. It's what I liked about the original rules, right? Like, I think they actually really
Yeah.
got house good. But yeah, anyway, we can.
Yeah,
talk
well,
about
that's
more
because that's a system that enforces the world and the thematics, right?
Yeah.
The other stuff about how you jump off a cliff or punch someone in the face, that's generic. Well, it should be generic, but it
Yeah.
isn't.
Yep.
All right, peeps.
All right,
All right,
guys.
everyone.
Thank
See
you
you
very
soon.
much. See you in a
Yeah,
fortnight.
yeah, cool. Catch you guys.
Yeah, right. See you
Bye.
around.
Alrighty. Fairly well.
See you, buddy.
I'll talk to you later.
Indeed.